Welcome to this talk entitled ELLMEnet, Encouraging Multilingual Education and Research at Very Early Years. My name is Beatriz Cortina and I come from the University of Granada, and I'm co-governor of this newly launched ELLMEnet. ELLMEnet places its emphasis on early childhood education because we believe that this is a key stage in human development and success. And why we believe this so? We agree with Castillejo that these early years are decisive because the child is just that, a child in a process of maturity and development, and not a small adult. And this is what we need to consider. Early childhood education and care covers the educational stage since birth until the beginning of compulsory education stages, which usually goes up to 6, 7, or even though 8 years old, depending on the country. And in this stage, it is so important not only to consider learning, but also other processes of caring, growing, and well being. In this stage, the experiences that children enjoy in their context in interaction with their genetic component will allow them to evolve and develop in these early years and will be the origin of their attitudes, beliefs, and thoughts in adulthood. And in doing this, early childhood education and care should be oriented toward providing these educational experiences that stimulate children's meaningful and holistic learning and development. So, this has to do with developmentally appropriate practices, which is an educational uh, trend originated in the United States that believes and promotes that early childhood education and care should really promote that social, emotional, physical, and cognitive development of the child, and though the educator should adjust to the child's developmental stages and based his or her decisions on the strengths and weaknesses of each child, as well as their family and cultural environment. So, in order to do so, five key principles for early childhood education and care should be considered, and these are meaningful learning, holistic approach, experimental learning, play-based, play-based and creativity. All of this is to highlight the individualistic and the particular features of early childhood education compared to later stages of education. Uh, but beside this, we are we live in a diverse society, and multilingualism is one of its distinctive features. And so, at preschool and at early childhood education, we will really need to pay careful attention to this multilingual component in the preschool because it is at these stages that fundamental attitudes toward other languages and toward other cultures are forged and the foundations for later language development are learned. So, as you can see, the mixing of multilingualism and early childhood education has a very special consideration. This is an area of great complexity and peculiarities, so it really needs to be considered on its own, and we cannot really mix early language learning and early multilingual education with that happens in different educational stages. So what we defend as Svart suggests in the Handbook of Early Language Learning, that early language education is viewed as an essential dimension of young children's well-being and development, as well as their fundamental right worldwide. So it is not only what we are doing, it's not just education, but it is also a right that children has. Given the importance of this area, we have created ELLMEnet, and our main rationale is that we want to construct a network, a community of researchers and educators and families based or focus on multilingualism at early childhood. And by early childhood, we understand the period that goes from birth until this starting of compulsory education. We do not distinguish among any social linguistic contexts, so we are interested in any social linguistic context, such as the understanding of the research on the education, on heritage languages, on foreign languages, on second languages, on additional languages, or in any other social linguistic context. And also, we are not only focused on the educational scenario, but also on families, because families are an important and a key element in this multilingual education. So, what are our targets? Basically, we want to encourage research around very early multilingual education. We want to provide spaces to debate across the globe. We want to cover issues concerning research and teacher education from an inclusive perspective. We want to encourage policies and practices that promote justice, inclusion, and social cohesion. And we want to fill in an existing gap in the area of early childhood multilingual family and school context. Who we are? We are two Cavernos, Miles Vard and myself, and then we have a wonderful team of researchers and academics along the world, such as Anand Dugar from the University of Alicante, Ana Otto from the University of Complutense de Madrid, Natalia Martinez León from the University of Granada, Julie Waddington from the University of Girona, Angela Alvarez Cofinho from Nebrija University, Phaedra Faitiki from the University of Oxford, Isaac Papadopoulos from the University of Greece, and finally Sujud Hesaj from Oranim College of Education. Apart from that, we are now just some months we started more than 200 members all around the world, as you can see. And if you would like to join us, you can use our website or this QR code, and this is completely free. We have tried to contribute to this conference with some relevant talks in relation to this multilingualism at early childhood education, and though and family context. And though we have the keynote of one of our distinctive conveners, Miles Vart, entitled "Responsive Teaching in Early Language Learning." We have a talk by Isaac Papadopoulos entitled "Persuasive Strategies in Mono and Multilingual Preschool Education Classroom." We have another talk by other members of our community, Andrea Perales and Maria Orcasitas, reflecting on language learning and teaching, the role of linguistic autobiographies in pre-service teacher training. We have another talk by another distinctive member, Anastasia Kaintartsi, the use of multilingual books for critical plurilingual education in early childhood education, a case study for fostering diversity, social and linguistic justice. We also have a talk by Anand Dugar and myself on the Lexei project, the teaching of English in pre-primary education, our pre-service teachers trained for it. And finally, we have another talk by Gonzalo Lomas Itos and myself, Criterios de Calidad para la Enseñanza de Lenguas en Edades Tempranas. We hope you have time to visit all these contributions by our members of our network, and we hope you enjoy. If you would like to know more about our network, and if you're interested on multilingualism at early childhood, please visit our website or contact us. Thank you very much.